Hello, I'm Bob the Booker and welcome to my channel. And the moment has come. We now know the shortlist for the Booker Prize 2022. And that shortlist is, as I'm sure you're all aware, but I'll just quickly say it anyway, Glory by NoViolet Bulawayo, The Trees by Percival Everett, Treacle Walker by Garner, The Seven Moons of Maali Almeida by Shehan Karunatilaka, and Small Things Like These by Keegan. Oh, sorry, and O. William by Elizabeth Strout. For some reason I read that as one line. Yeah, so we have this shortlist, and yeah, it's here. I was very lucky to be at the shortlist announcement event in London yesterday, and which is partly why my voice is a lot sort of gruffer today, at least sort of how it sounds in my own head, partly because I think I was sort of talking over music, so it's almost like I've been to a club, but just not. A very, very different kind of event. And it was really interesting to see the shortlist be announced live. I was there along with Eric Carl Anderson from Lonesome Reader, Sarah from Freshly Read Books, and Kieran from KD Books, and it was just this really bizarre thing to kind of be there and see it announced live. There were quite a few moments where I was sort of looking at the backdrop and realizing like this is the bit where like the camera kind of cuts around it, and obviously there's just wall behind it and all these other bits. At one point I had the sort of pleasure of talking to one of the judges, and it was fascinating talking to her and getting some kind of perspective on what it actually looks like as a judge to sort of have 169 books arrive and then have to try and pick that and then talk to somebody, you know, to talk to a group of 5 people about these books and sort of try to narrow them down. So really, really interesting. And yeah, and it's so interesting now to see that we have this shortlist, a shortlist that I like. The only prediction that was right from my shortlist predictions was that I was entirely going to be wrong, and that is what happened. I think I got 3 right. From my personal shortlist, even fewer. But at the same time, I think this is a really fun and interesting shortlist. So one thing that was said during the announcement was that the judges really enjoyed how the books this year played with language and developed their own kind of Englishes to talk about something, and particularly to not only tell the story and use good language, but also the way the language was structured really told the story as well. And that seems to be very, very much the case for these books. If we look at, for example, Glory, that is a book where the playfulness of language is so much of the book. It is the way that people in Jadada in Jada Essence Hall talk about their experiences. The sort of sloganeering of the book is how that book is structured. That sloganeering is the life of that book. You've got something like Treacle Walker, where it is so bound up in myth and legend that it really tells the story in that through that kind of use of language as well. The Trees, there's that kind of humour that blends through. O. William has that sort of unique and sort of focused honesty in the way it tells its story. Small Things Like These has this lilt of the way that it tells its story that is so kind of precise and so focused. And then in The Seven Moons, we've got language sort of looping and being quite kind of direct. You know, the book is sort of often told in the second person as you. The language is really playful and engaging in its own way as well. So actually, from what they said, their kind of comments as they said them make total sense now thinking about it. Although I will admit I was quite surprised to see O. William make it, just because I kind of assumed that was one of those books that was a good long list book, made sense, was there, but actually at the same time, you know, other books might edge it out in terms of being a bit more inventive or a bit more playful or sort of saying something a bit more about the current moment. But actually, you know, the judges clearly sort of found quite a lot to love about it. You know, I did really enjoy the book as well. I just hadn't sort of pegged it as being one of the ones making it to the shortlist. But there we go. I am a little bit gutted for The Colony by Audrey McGee, which I was convinced was just going to win the whole thing. I thought there was no chance that it wouldn't make it. And my outsider, which I really wanted to see there, After Sappho by Selby Wynne Schwartz as well. Both gorgeous books. But really good shortlist nonetheless, I think. I get why sort of people were a bit confused about it, but now what's going to happen in terms of a winner, you know? I think this feels a lot more wide open now, you know. We could possibly see Treacle Walker take it. I think that's probably a good front runner. I think Seven Moons would be a really good, clever choice for a winner, especially because I think it stands up really well to multiple readings. Small things like these I would love to see win. The Trees would be a great winner. Glory would be a great winner. O. Williams, the only one where I think if it won would be a bit like, huh, for a lot of people. Not that it's a bad book, just that I think we've got some really inventive, daring books on the long list and on the short list, and we shall see from there. Anyway, that's our shortlist. It's been a real pleasure reading this whole long list, and I think something I realised that I'd accidentally sort of, well, now I've said it to Eric, and now I'm saying it to you, so I'm probably going to have to do it, is last year I read other books by all of the shortlisted authors, because none of them were debut authors. And none of them are debut authors again this year, so actually maybe I will give that a chance and try and read other books by them in their back catalogues. So that should be exciting and sort of fun to see what else they've done. But apart from that, just really nice to sort of see that we're in the season again. I really enjoyed being at that ceremony last night. I had the chance not only to see Eric again, to see Kieran again, but to meet Sarah from Freshly Read Books, which was wonderful, to meet some other wonderful bookish people, and at one point meet Marlon James, which was a very weird moment of sort of looking over and being like, that's Marlon James, winner of the Booker Prize. Hello. And then we chatted to him for a bit and got some pictures, and that was all very nice and very weird. And he was very, very gracious and lovely about it all. At one point, Howard Jacobson also just walked past, and I think Kieran briefly chatted to him as well, which is very weird. Being like, oh, these are real people. But really great. And here we are in Booker season. We've got a shortlist that I really do urge you to go and check out and read. I think it's well worth your time. And please also do read a lot of the long list. I've still got some more shortlist, well, more of the long list videos coming, including my one on Seven Moons and on Case Study, which would be the final one, which I'm really gutted didn't make it as well, actually. But let's see what happens with the winner in about a month's time. I've been Bob the Booker, talking about the Booker Prize. Wow. Where does he get these ideas? Take care and speak to you all soon. Bye-bye.